Age and politics. It's a very weird relationship. If you're young, you're considered energetic and enthusiastic. But if you're too young, you're considered immature. Same on the other side. If you're old, you're considered experienced and seasoned. But if you're too old, you're seen as unfit. So where does US President Joe Biden slot in? He's 80 years old. He's also running for re-election. So he'll be 86 by the end of a possible second term. But why are we talking about this today? Because Biden's health is in the news for two reasons. One is a verbal mix-up. The president was speaking to reporters about the Ukraine war, but instead of Ukraine, he said Iraq. Listen to this.
To what extent has Vladimir Putin been weakened by recent events?
It's hard to tell, but he's clearly losing the war in Iraq. He's losing the war at home. And he has become a bit of a pariah around the world.
It happens to everyone, right? But there's more to the story. This exchange with reporters was on Wednesday, but Biden made the very same mistake on Tuesday as well. He was speaking to campaign donors in Maryland. Let me quote from what he said. My staff wasn't so sure that we'd be able to bring all of Europe together in the onslaught on Iraq and get NATO to be completely united. That's what he said. Again, he meant Ukraine, but he said Iraq. At the same event, Biden messed up again. He said his new best friend was the prime minister of the world's biggest country. He meant India, but he actually said China. So the verbal mix-ups are one problem. The second is Biden's sleep apnea. People noticed that the president had some marks on his face, as if he was wearing a mask. Later on, the White House clarified, Biden has been using a CPAP machine for the last few weeks. It helps with sleep apnea. Now, quick side note, sleep apnea is a condition where your airways get blocked while sleeping, so you can't breathe for a while. It can cause loud snoring, insomnia, and also headaches. The machine that he uses, the CPAP machine, can help reduce this. It feeds oxygenated air directly into your airways, hence the mask. Now, President Biden has had this condition for a while. It's been part of public record since 2008. And at first glance, it's not really problematic. Around 26% of all Americans between ages 30 and 70 have this condition. But Biden isn't just any US citizen. He's the president of the United States. He controls the nuclear football. So naturally, his sleep apnea will get more attention. Now, both these incidents have raised some questions about President Biden. Is he too old for re-election? Well, that's for his party and for American voters to decide. But I do have some numbers for you. The average life expectancy in the US is 77 years. That's how long a person lives on average in the US. Now, Biden is already 80. The average retirement age in the US is 61. I'm sure these decades of experience have helped Biden, but the optics are not good. At the G7 summit in May, Biden nearly took a tumble. He lost his footing, but thankfully he did not fall. But the next month he did. Biden was speaking at a US Air Force Academy in June. Afterwards, this happened. Like I said, it does not look good. Biden is the oldest president in American history. His challenges are unlike his predecessors. There's a war in Ukraine. There's a looming showdown with China. There's a major cost of living crisis and also growing white supremacy at home. Is Joe Biden up for those challenges? Well, he says he is. His team also releases regular medical records. None of these indicate major diseases, but age and politics is not just about physical fitness, it's also about the mental side of it. Like understanding what young people want, or keeping up with new attitudes, or being able to soak up more pressure. Things like that. Experience can make you accept those things. But only youth can help you celebrate them. It's something American Biden must think about.